All right. This is Questions and Concerns with Food and Shelter.
And I'm Chris Glaser.
And I'm Caleb Glaser. And one of the questions we get a lot are people who are looking to buy a home and are concerned because there's EIFS on the home.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fear surrounding that. A lot of people searching on the internet, is it okay to buy a home with EIFS? What does that mean? So we just want to address that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what is it? What does it mean to have a home that has EIFS on it? Is that different from having a house made out of anything else these days?
And I guess there are differences, but the bottom line is, as far as reason for concern, I would say no. They're just different reasons. They're different concerns. That's all.
Right.
But the one main concern that you have that includes all of that is the quality of construction.
Absolutely.
Which is the biggest concern.
Yep. Yeah, and that's always, any house, you could have a house built out of stone, but if the guy building it didn't know what he was doing, it would be bad.
Which, unfortunately, is a shockingly tremendous amount of time that you find homes where really nobody knew what they were doing.
Yes, and often worse is that when you get into claddings like vinyl siding, like hardy board, like EIFS,
or like stone veneer, even, or
veneer,
brick veneer,
stone or brick veneer, any of those things, those often are beautiful products that hide shoddy work, and it's something that happened a lot. We talk about this a lot in the 80s. They weren't using weather barriers. They were doing shoddy work all over the place.
Yep.
And they covered these houses with veneer stone. They covered them with veneer brick. They covered them with vinyl siding, with EIFS. And a lot of these houses fell apart. And EIFS is particularly forgiving aesthetically. And so it hides a lot of damage even better than other cladding.
Exactly.
So a lot of people didn't even know that their houses were rotting out until it was too late. But that's, again, it's not really an EIFS problem.
Exactly.
It's an installation problem. It's also what we talk a lot about, again, a weather barrier problem.
And I would argue a design problem.
Yeah,
really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because they weren't using weather barriers. Now, they, by and large, they're using weather barriers, vapor permeable weather barriers, which is the kind that you want. And so it's much less problems with that. And so I agree. I don't think there's buying a house with EIFS on it is any different than buying a house with anything else on it. You still have the exact same concerns with no matter what the house is made out of. And there are some benefits of having EIFS on your house. Exterior insulation and aesthetics and things like that we've talked about before.
However, of course, there are a couple of differences, and or specifics, I would say, that I feel like I have to mention because they do exist. And the one is that if you have and this is not the difference, but you already mentioned that. So if you don't have the water management there behind, whether it's, I've seen vinyl siding homes go up with no water protection and no sheathing, believe it or not. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
it blew my mind. Yeah. They had polyisoanurate foam board attached to the studs, no water protection, and then vinyl siding over that. It's like you could literally kick your way into someone's home. Yeah. But not to mention the water, which is also going in, wind. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the one thing. But the second would be there is an insurance difference now. And that is, there are some insurance companies. So that would be just a thing to make sure that you check with the insurance company if you're considering buying a home, to make sure that the insurance that you have considered, that you ensured that you can be covered for that home, and you're familiar with how much that will cost and all that. Mm-hmm. It's just a consideration before you buy an EIFS home.
For sure. All right, if you have any other questions or concerns, let us know.